Well, hello everybody. I'm Vicki and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm so glad to have you here tonight. Tonight I'm going to be working on an appetizer and it's going to be salmon roll-ups, smoked salmon roll-ups. It is keto low carb, but everybody will love it. We will do two different roll-ups. One is going to have egg and peppers and onions, and the other is going to have bacon in it. They're both going to have capers and cream cheese and smoked salmon. So we're going to start on the first one. And the first one we're going to use a spinach and herb tortilla, low carb tortilla. And these are actually, when we get them done, we'll cut them like pinwheels. First thing we're going to do is take cream cheese and spread it on about 3/4 of the tortilla. We're going to leave the very top part. This is probably about 1/3 of the cream cheese. And on this one, we're going to go ahead and turn on the induction stovetop, and we're going to scramble an egg. And I've already got peppers and onions in the pan. We need a little salt and pepper. You can use a boiled egg if you want to, but scrambled works just as good. Especially with the peppers and onions, because you have a chance to saute them just a little bit and make them softer. I'm just going to make sure it's really fine. Okay, that's all it takes. Now look. Okay. Remember what I said about making it fine? Chop the egg. I'm going to let this cool down for a minute. Now, I do put capers in both of them. And one little trick about the capers is be sure and dry them off. They're really salty. And if you will just dab them dry, and I usually take a fork and get them out, dab them dry, and we're just going to put them on the cream cheese. Cream cheese will kind of hold them in place. Now we're going to start putting the smoked salmon. And we'll put the egg mixture on top of the smoked salmon. This is about 6 ounces of smoked salmon. Now, some are cut different ways. This one happens to be cut a little bit different. Little vertical strips. I don't think I've ever had one cut this way. We're going to use half of this fillet, the smoked salmon fillet, on this one and half of it on the other one. So So you want the salmon in all of it. Now, one of the things I've done in the past with the salmon is go ahead and take the salmon out and smash it into the cream cheese and put the capers in there and smash that together, and then put everything in the tortilla roll up. So we're just going to put the egg mixture on top. Ideally, you would let that cool till it's room temperature. It's a little warm still, but that's okay. We'll get it done. Because when we get these done, before we cut them, we want to put them in the refrigerator and let them sit. Okay, here's the first one. That's good. Now, the second one, I'm using a tomato basil. And we're going to do basically the same thing. Do you like smoked salmon? Do you like fish? I have a friend who doesn't like fish, but they love these. So that one's rolled nice and tight. Same thing, cream cheese over 3/4 of the tortilla. This one's a little bit easier. Oops, I think we got a little too far that way. Just gonna put a little bit to kind of help hold it together. Forgot about that. Okay, here we go with the capers. Like I said, I put capers on both of them. Be sure and dry them off again. And let's put the salmon on. Smoked salmon, so full of omega-3s. It's good for you. And my hands get squishy. Okay. Now here comes the bacon. And I usually get some really fine bacon. A lot of times I'll get it from the butcher shop in Lakeland. I just ask them to, it's almost shaved bacon. And I put it in a pan in the oven and fry it. And it's the easiest way to do it, especially if you're making bacon crumbles to go on a salad or something like that. It just is so crisp. It just falls apart. It cooks in no time. Like I said. So we're going to do the same. We're going to roll it tight. Roll it tight, roll it tight, roll it tight. Here we are with both pinwheels. I think I'm going to roll this one a little tighter. It seems to have loosened up on me. It's important to have it tight, because when you cut it, you want it to have that pretty scroll in it. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the refrigerator And in a little while, I'll come back and show you, cut them for you and show you what they look like. On second thought, I'll give you a little quick tip. This is the way I put them in the refrigerator. I get some parchment paper. And put it down, and then I am going to take this and roll it, and fold it, fold it in, cut and roll, kind of like a burrito. Okay, that'll hold it nice and firm together. Let's do the other one. Okay, this is the bacon one. Roll, fold, cut and roll. So they're nice and firm. Now I'm going to put them in the refrigerator for about an hour, hour and a half, and then I'll come back and show you what they look like. Okay, so that was a long couple of hours. This is the next day. And I need to go ahead and cut the smoked salmon roll-ups or pinwheels, whichever you want to call them, and get them ready to take for an event. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the first round, and I like to use a good sharp knife. And I just cut them in about 3/4 of an inch round. So it's got capers, and this one is the tomato basil tortilla with the bacon and smoked salmon, capers, and cream cheese. And really, you need to leave it in the refrigerator. I like to leave it in the refrigerator overnight. It gets nice and firm. It's easier to cut. It just makes a nice presentation. And these are almost no carbs. There's 3 carbs in the tortilla. So if you divide it by each one of the pinwheels, you've got a lot of protein in there with the cream cheese and the bacon and the salmon. Okay, there's one. Okay. And here is the other one. Just cut the end off. I kind of like quality control. You know, you have to try them. That's good. Now remember, this one has the egg and the peppers and the onions. Now, I need a little garnish. You know what? think I'm going to garnish with some, not seeing it. There it is. I think I'm going to garnish with everything bagel seasoning. Just sprinkle it on the top. And a little bit of chives. And I'll go outside and pick a few pieces of basil and put it on the plate too. Okay, y'all. Look at how pretty. Like I said, I'll go get a little bit of basil and put it on the plate. Dress it up a little bit more. And it'll look so pretty. And y'all watch me do it. So, come back to see me soon. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you make this because it's so easy. And it's something that you can make and stick in the refrigerator and keep it for a few days and nibble on it. You can make a meal out of it. A lot of times I'll eat like 2 or 3 pieces as a meal. Like I said, it's full of protein. It's very low in carbs. It's very good for you. It's full of omega-3s. And I just like to make them. So if you use the 12-inch tortillas instead of the 10-inch, the cream cheese comes out perfectly on it, so you don't have a little bit left over. And I like to a lot of times, but a lot of times I can't get the tomato basil and the spinach one in tortillas in the 12-inch. So a lot of times I'll have to use the plain tortilla there. Just in whatever, what you're looking for and what you want. Like I said, come back to see me soon. I hope you like my videos. I hope you're enjoying some of the different things that I'm putting on there. Please let me know. Leave me comments and let me know where you're watching me from. Be sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And anything you see me using, as always, is in the Pampered Chef catalog. And you'll find a link in my descriptions. And you'll also find a link on my YouTube page. So if there's something you see that you really want, like our beautiful forged knives, or the, what else did we use earlier? We used the spreader earlier. We used a chopper. We used the stainless steel frying pan. So, anything that you see me using ever, there's always a link, so you can go to it and find it. Hope you're wearing your green today. I'm in my St. Patrick's Day green. I'm fixing to head out, and have a wonderful day. Give someone your beautiful smile. It really makes you, smiling makes you feel good on the inside, and you know what? You just could make somebody's day. Make an impact on their lives.